The cure of love is from your heart, not from brain. The brain will be replaced by machines. Machine can never replace your heart. Machine can only have chips. Human have the heart, and the heart is where the love, where the wisdom comes from. Last century, electricity is important. This century, internet is important. So 4 E's will fundamentally change Africa. Africa, I think young people, excellent young people, excellent entrepreneurs. But young people should not have the culture wait to be founded. The money, I think, can help entrepreneurs in Africa to grow, to develop the internal power of development. China developed. Main reason, one of the main reasons and factors is entrepreneurship in China. And I think today young people should never think about their own local market, should think globally. In the past it's made in China, made in America. In the future it's made in internet. Right? In the past is the big companies can do the exporting. In the past is the containers go out. In the future is small companies, small people, a mobile phone can global buy, global sell. In the future, the global trade is not decided by containers, it's decided by packages. In the past, the globalization the global trade is designed by 6,000 big companies. In the future, it's 6 million small companies. So you have to think globally, and you have to think about the future.
When I think about the future of the job market, one thing is clear to me. It will be radically different from everything we know today. If you think jobs are safe, think again. In the next 20 years, 50% of the jobs that exist now will simply disappear. It's a difficult reality to accept, but it's also an incredible opportunity for those who are ready to adapt. What worries me is how we are preparing our young people for this future. Are we giving them the right tools to thrive in this new world? I used to believe that having a good academic background and solid technical skills was the key to success. But what I've learned, especially in recent years, is that the most important skill will be adaptability. The future will not be kind to those who resist change. If there's one thing the job market will demand, it's the ability to continually learn and reinvent oneself. Machines and artificial intelligence are taking over many of the jobs that used to be done by human beings, and the only way to survive is to embrace this change and develop the skills that machines can't replace. One of the things I always say is, if you have a dream, you'll never feel poor. This is something that machines can never replace. The human capacity to dream, innovate, and imagine a different future. No matter how advanced artificial intelligence becomes, it will never be able to create in the same way as a human being. Creativity will be the greatest asset in the future job market. We need to nurture this ability in our children, our employees, and ourselves. Companies that are able to foster innovation and creative thinking will have the competitive edge in a world increasingly dominated by technology. But don't think that creativity is enough. The job market of the future will also require us to be emotionally intelligent. Machines can follow logical patterns, but emotional intelligence, the ability to connect with people, collaborate, and lead with empathy will be key. When I visit technology companies, one thing that always strikes me is how successful teams are based on strong human connections. No matter how advanced the technology we're developing at Alibaba, what really makes the difference is how the teams work together. They trust each other, share ideas, and above all, know how to adapt to new challenges with flexibility and empathy. I care about the new generations. When I visit schools, I see children being educated for jobs that may no longer exist when they graduate. We are teaching them to memorize information, to follow orders, when what we should really be doing is teaching them to think critically, to be creative, to work well with others, and above all, to be resilient. The future will require us to be more flexible than ever. If we don't prepare our young people now, they will face great difficulties when the job market changes dramatically, and this change is already happening before our eyes. So my message to all you young people and entrepreneurs is clear. Don't wait for the future to adapt to you. Adapt to the future. Don't expect education or the traditional system to prepare you for what's to come. Take responsibility for learning new skills, experimenting, failing, and trying again. Machines can replace many jobs, but they can never replace our creativity, I believe that the future will belong to people who are able to create, innovate, and think in unique ways. From the beginning at Alibaba, I always knew that innovation would be the engine of our growth. But innovation doesn't come out of nowhere. It's fueled by education, creativity, and the courage to think differently. When I look to the future, I see that the companies and individuals who value creativity will be the big winners. Machines can do the manual and technical work, but true innovation comes from the human mind. We need to continue to nurture this skill, both in schools and in the workplace, because it is creativity that will allow us to face the challenges of the future in an innovative way. At Alibaba, we always encourage our staff to think outside the box and challenge the status quo. When you create an environment where people feel they can experiment and take risks, innovation flourishes. Creativity is not something that can be imposed. It must be cultivated in an environment of freedom and trust. When people feel they have room to make mistakes, that's when the brightest ideas emerge. The future of work and business will be dominated by those who know how to use their creativity to solve complex problems. The ability to think outside the box, bring new perspectives, and constantly innovate will be the difference between success and failure. Creativity will be the currency of the future, and companies that don't cultivate it will be left behind. If there's one lesson we can learn from the advance of technology, it's that although machines can perform many tasks efficiently, they can never replace the creative mind. In the end, it will be humans, with their ability to dream and innovate, who will shape the future. Throughout my career as a leader, I've learned that the key to a company's success lies in trusting people. I've always seen myself more as a chief education officer than a CEO in the traditional sense. A good leader is not one who controls everything, but one who inspires and empowers others to do their best work. It's trust in people that drives a company to achieve great things. At Alibaba, I always encourage my team to take responsibility and make decisions on their own. I knew that if I wanted the company to grow, I had to trust the people around me. This mutual trust is what builds a strong, cohesive team. When you trust your team, they feel empowered to innovate and seek creative solutions to the challenges that arise. I remember a time when one of my employees made a mistake that cost the company a lot. Instead of reprimanding him, I decided to trust that he would learn from the experience. And he did. From that moment on, he became one of the most committed and innovative employees in the team. This showed me that when you trust people, they are capable of achieving great things, even when they make mistakes along the way. Trust is the foundation of any strong leadership. When you trust your team, they feel more committed and motivated to do their best. And it is this trust that creates a culture of innovation and collaboration within the company. Ultimately, a company's success depends on how its leaders treat people. And when you trust your team, they trust you. If there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's that you can't do everything on your own. Success is always a collective effort, and the basis of that effort is mutual trust. When everyone in the team knows they can trust each other, barriers fall and innovation flourishes. From the very beginning of Alibaba, we knew that innovation would be the main driver of our growth. We didn't just want to be another e-commerce company. We wanted to change the way people did business online. But innovation doesn't come out of nowhere. It is fueled by curiosity, education, and above all, the courage to challenge the status quo. Innovation is often a matter of taking risks. You never know for sure whether a new idea will work, but you have to have the courage to try it out. In the beginning, many of our ideas were viewed with skepticism. Many thought that e-commerce had no future in China, especially in rural areas. But we believed in our vision and kept innovating, even when the results weren't immediate. I believe that the key to innovation lies in the ability to think creatively and originally. We can't be afraid to make mistakes, because it's in mistakes that we find the greatest learning opportunities. At Alibaba, we always encouraged our team to try out new ideas, even if they seemed risky. We knew that without innovation, we would become irrelevant in such a competitive market. But innovation isn't just about new technologies or products. It's also about finding better ways of doing things, solving problems and meeting customer needs. At the end of the day, companies that fail to innovate are doomed to be left behind. And the only way to ensure that we continue to grow and prosper is to keep innovation at the heart of everything we do. If there's one thing I've learned along my journey, it's that innovation is the fuel that drives the future. Without it, we stagnate. With it, we are able to turn the impossible into reality. The future belongs to those who have the courage to innovate and challenge the status quo. Why? We are living in an era in which technology is transforming every aspect of our lives. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and automation are revolutionizing industries. However, one thing remains true. Human creativity is still irreplaceable. Machines can do many things better than us, but when it comes to innovation and creativity, human beings continue to lead the way. Since the beginning of Alibaba, we have always known that technology would be a big part of our success, but we have never stopped valuing the role of creativity. True innovation comes from the ability to think outside the box, to see what no one else sees. Machines can follow patterns, but human beings are the only ones who can create something completely new. And in the future, this will be our greatest competitive advantage. I believe that as technology continues to evolve, those who know how to combine creativity and technology will have the greatest opportunities for success. The future of work will be defined by people who know how to use technology to amplify their creative ideas. We need to continue to encourage creativity in our schools, in our workplaces, and in our daily lives, because it is this skill that will allow us to thrive in a world dominated by machines. At the end of the day, what makes human beings unique is our ability to dream, to create, and to imagine. And it is this ability that will ensure that we continue to lead the future, even in an increasingly technological world. The future belongs to those who know how to use technology as a tool to realize their creative and innovative visions. And over the years, I've come to realize that no matter how much technology advances, there is still something that machines cannot replicate: our emotions, our empathy, and our ability to create deep bonds with other people. What sets us apart from machines is this ability to connect with each other in ways that cannot be quantified. And this will be even more important in the future as machines become more powerful and prevalent in our lives. Technology can help us be more efficient, but it's our emotions and relationships that give us a purpose. At Alibaba, I have always valued the role of emotions in the workplace. I believe that for a team to succeed, people need to feel connected, appreciated, and inspired. And that's something that technology can't provide. Human connection is irreplaceable. In the future, those who know how to balance the use of technology with empathy and human creativity will succeed. I believe that real progress comes not just from automation, but from how we use these tools to improve our lives and the lives of those around us. The future of leadership will be in the hands of those who understand the value of human emotions and know how to build work environments where people feel motivated and valued. We need to ensure that as we advance with technology, we don't lose sight of what makes us human. Our true power lies not just in our ability to create machines, but in our ability to use those machines to promote human well-being. The future will be shaped by those who know how to balance technological innovation with people's emotional and creative needs. One of the most important lessons I've learned over the years is the power of gratitude. When we're focused on our goals and in the rush of everyday life, we often forget to stop and give thanks for what we've already achieved. But gratitude is one of the most powerful forces for personal growth and success. It keeps us humble, gives us perspective, and motivates us to keep going. I believe that the more we are grateful, the more we recognize the opportunities around us. At Alibaba, I've always made a point of reminding my team of the importance of being grateful for what we have. Success isn't something we take for granted. It's something we have to work for every day. And gratitude helps us keep our feet on the ground and the right perspective to face the challenges. Gratitude is also a powerful practice for personal development. When we focus on what we already have rather than what we lack, we become more resilient, more positive, and more motivated. And it is this mindset that allows us to face adversity with courage and determination. After all, life presents us with many challenges, but also many blessings. And recognizing this is the first step towards living a full and successful life. Throughout my journey, I've realized that gratitude is a silent but powerful force. It helps us to maintain a mindset of abundance and to see the positive side of situations even when things are difficult. When we practice gratitude regularly, we make room for more opportunities and success in our lives. And this is something we can all cultivate, regardless of where we are on our journeys. At the end of the day, true success is not just about external achievements, but about how we feel about ourselves and our path. Gratitude helps us recognize the value of what we already have while continuing to pursue our dreams and goals. It's a simple practice, but one that can completely transform our outlook and our future. Throughout my life, I've learned that true success comes not just from intelligence or skill, but from mental resilience. The world is full of challenges and setbacks, and the way we respond to these challenges is what defines our long-term success. Having the ability to get up after a fall, to persist when the going gets tough, is a skill we can all develop, and it is crucial for personal and professional growth. Mental resilience is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. In my own journey, I have faced many failures and rejections. I was turned down for 30 jobs before starting Alibaba, but each rejection only gave me more determination to keep going. I learned that setbacks are temporary, but the inner strength we cultivate by overcoming them is permanent. At Alibaba, I have always encouraged my team to develop this resilience. We can't control all the circumstances around us, but we can control how we respond to them. When we face difficulties, it's important to remember that every challenge brings with it an opportunity for growth. It is this mindset that allows us to innovate, create, and thrive even in difficult times. Mental resilience is an essential skill for success in the future. The world is changing rapidly, and those who can adapt and recover quickly will have the greatest opportunities. Failure is part of the process, but how we deal with it is what really matters. Resilience is what allows us to turn adversity into opportunity. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that true strength doesn't come from the absence of difficulties, but from the ability to overcome them. Success is not a straight line. It's a journey full of ups and downs. But those who have the courage and resilience to keep going, even when the going gets tough, are the ones who will achieve their greatest dreams. Over the years, I've come to realize that one of the most important factors for success is personal awareness. When we are clear about who we are, about our strengths and weaknesses, we become better able to make decisions that lead to success. Personal awareness is the basis for personal development because it helps us understand where we need to grow and how we can maximize our potential. At Alibaba, I have always encouraged my team to practice self-awareness. When we understand our own behavior patterns, we can make adjustments and improvements. This allows us to be more effective in our work and in our interactions with others. Self-awareness is a powerful skill that helps us better navigate the challenges of life and business. As the world continues to change, one skill that will become increasingly important is emotional intelligence. In the past, technical skills were often seen as the most valuable in the job market. But as more and more tasks are automated and carried out by machines, emotional intelligence will be one of the most valued skills. In the future, it will be those who know how to connect emotionally with others who will be the most successful. At Alibaba, I have always valued emotional intelligence in my team. People who know how to work well with others, who understand their own emotions and the emotions of others, are the ones who have the greatest impact. Emotional intelligence is not just about being kind or empathetic, but about being able to navigate the complexities of human relationships effectively and strategically. I believe that emotional intelligence will be one of the key skills for the future of work. Machines can be programmed to perform logical tasks, but it is human beings with their empathy, creativity, and ability to connect emotionally with others who will continue to lead. Those who know how to manage their emotions and work well in teams will have a significant advantage in the future. Emotional intelligence is also essential for personal development. When we understand our own emotions and learn to manage them, we become more effective in all areas of our lives. This allows us to build stronger relationships, make wiser decisions, and face life's challenges with more resilience. Emotional intelligence is a skill we can all develop, and it will be one of the most valuable in the future. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that emotional intelligence is the key to success in an increasingly automated and interconnected world. Machines can do many things better than us, but when it comes to connecting emotionally with others and creating innovative solutions, human beings will always be ahead.
Every child, when they come to the world, they're just building up their own business. Like an entrepreneur, it's a startup. A startup, you learn to work with the others. You learn to solve problems. You learn to get support and get help. And I think in the future, what kind of people we want to be, how we want to be, what kind of life we need, that's decided by education. What education today we're doing is design the future of human beings. And what people today design the education of tomorrow. So my first job is a teacher. And I hope my last job is working together with you. I'm doing something on the education. I'm an editor, but I want to learn. I want to learn from you. I want to debate with you and work with you. Let's find a solution for the future. Thank you so much.
Jack Ma's presentation was a real lesson in overcoming innovation and the future of education. He shared, in an engaging and inspiring way, his journey of failure, from being rejected from university to being turned down for 30 jobs. Jack revealed how, instead of letting himself down, he used these experiences to build the resilience that led him to found Alibaba, one of the largest companies in the world. But beyond his own story, Jack Ma challenged us to look to the future with fresh eyes. He stressed that education as we know it needs to be transformed to prepare the next generations for a world in which emotional intelligence, creativity, and adaptability will be essential for success. One of the central themes of his speech was the importance of emotional education. With the advance of technologies, Jack argued that the ability to deal with one's own emotions, to understand others, and to build true connections will be the great differentiator in the job market of the future. He pointed out that, in a world where machines can do most of the logical work, emotional intelligence will become the most valuable skill, both for personal and professional life. This is because it is these human skills, empathy, collaboration, creativity, that allow us to tackle the most complex challenges in innovative ways. Jack also addressed adaptability as the key to success. He reminded the audience that the future is uncertain, and that those who thrive are those who can adjust quickly to change. He shared that, throughout his journey, he had to change the direction of his business several times, reevaluate strategies, and rethink the way Alibaba operated. This ability to reinvent oneself is what, according to him, differentiates successful entrepreneurs and professionals from those who fall behind. Jack emphasized that adaptability is not just a matter of survival, but of seizing new opportunities as they arise, always with the courage and willingness to transform. Another crucial point of his presentation was innovation as the engine of the future. Jack said that in today's world, companies that fail to innovate are doomed to failure. He recalled that, from the very beginning of Alibaba, innovation was the main fuel for the company's growth. He pointed out that innovation doesn't just mean adopting new technologies, but thinking creatively, challenging the status quo, and being bold enough to try something new, even without guarantees of success. Innovation, he said, is what will allow companies to remain competitive and relevant in a scenario of rapid technological and social change. Finally, Jack connected these dots by pointing out that the future belongs to those who know how to combine creativity, emotional education, and adaptability. He said that true leadership in the 21st century will not only come from those who master technological tools, but from those who know how to inspire, collaborate, and create in an increasingly automated world. He called on the audience, especially educators and leaders, to start preparing young people for this new reality, encouraging curiosity, boldness, and the ability to adapt, as well as developing solid emotional intelligence. With his captivating and humorous style, Jack Ma ended his presentation with a question. If not now, when? If not us, who? A clear invitation to all of us to be protagonists of this change and take responsibility for shaping the future we want to see. After all, as he himself said, the key to success lies not just in adapting to change, but in creating the future we want. After hearing all these valuable lessons from Jack Ma, the big question you should ask yourself is, how can I apply this to my life? Everything discussed, from the importance of emotional education, adaptability, and innovation, are not distant concepts, but practices you can adopt today. Think about how you deal with your emotions and relationships, how you react to change, and how much you have innovated in your ideas and work. Each of these areas could be a key to transforming your personal and professional life. Now I ask you, what struck you most? In which area of your life or career do you feel you need to develop more? Comment your answer below and share what inspired you most about this content. Don't hesitate to watch it again whenever you need a motivational reminder. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos on personal development, innovation, and success. Oh, and by the way, the next video, How I Impacted the World, a philosophy of success that will also work for you, will show you more ways to adapt your skills for the future. Don't miss it.